The Vikings were fearless warriors, right? They would battle anyone, any tribe, anyone who got in their way. But they weren't just warriors. They were also merchants, traders, explorers, and they were known to be some of the best sailors of all time. And so, what makes the Vikings truly special is not their strength or their power, but their mindset. Their mindset of adventure, exploration, and courage, which led them to conquer many lands and achieve great things that have become a thing of legend. Okay, there's this one story that stands out about the Vikings. A story that shows us how their mindset helped them succeed even when things looked impossible. It's about a Viking ship that was caught in a storm. The waves were crashing over the deck, the wind was tearing at their sails, and it seemed like the ship would surely be lost. But then something amazing happened. The Vikings didn't panic. Instead, they did something crazy. They took down their sails and let the ship be tossed around by the waves. They rode the storm until it passed. And when the sun finally came back out, they raised their sails and steered the ship towards calmer waters. See, they knew that trying to fight the storm would only make things worse. So instead, they did something unexpected. They embraced the chaos and trusted that they would come out all right on the other side. And they did. And that's the mindset that we need to embrace if we want to succeed in life. You see, life will never hand you perfect conditions. There will always be storms to test you, challenges to knock you off course, and setbacks to make you feel like giving up. But it's in these moments that we need to remember the Vikings' mindset. Don't fight the storm. Embrace it. Trust in yourself and your ability to navigate through the rough waters. Because just like the Vikings, you have the strength within you to weather any storm that comes your way. You are stronger than you think and more capable than you feel right now. Look around you. Most people are stuck because they keep waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect time to make their dreams come true. But the truth is that perfect moment will never come. Life is too unpredictable. There will always be things beyond our control, things that we can't plan for or predict. That's why so many people miss out on their dreams because they wait for the perfect moment, the perfect time to take action. But that moment will never come. Instead, we must learn to make the most of the moment we have, no matter how imperfect it may seem. We must learn to take action despite our fears and doubts, despite the uncertainty of the future, because the truth is that life is never going to be perfect. There will always be storms to test us, challenges to overcome. But if we're willing to embrace those challenges, if we're willing to take the risk, then we can achieve anything that we set our minds to. Okay, let me ask you this question. Why do you think the Vikings were so successful in exploring and conquering new lands? Do you think it was because they had the strongest ships or the biggest armies? No. You see, the Vikings weren't just strong and skilled, they were also incredibly determined and persistent. They didn't let obstacles or setbacks get in their way. They kept moving forward, exploring new territories and expanding their influence even when things got tough. For example, there's this one time when a group of Vikings was sailing along the coast of Scotland and they came across a huge cliff that blocked their path. They couldn't go around it because the waters were too shallow and they couldn't go over it because it was too tall. So, what did they do? They did the only thing they could. They sailed straight into the cliff. They smashed through the rocks and created a new passage that allowed them to reach the other side. Now, that's what I call determination. The Vikings didn't let anything stop them from achieving their goals. They were persistent and they never gave up. And that's the kind of mindset we need to embrace if we want to be successful in our own adventures. No matter what obstacles or challenges we face, we need to keep moving forward. We need to smash through the rocks and create our own passage to success. Because the truth is that life is never going to be easy. There will always be things that test our strength, challenge our skills, and make us feel like giving up. But if we embrace those challenges and keep moving forward, then we can achieve anything that we set our minds to. Now, let me tell you another story about the Vikings. Okay, so imagine you're a Viking warrior, right? And you've been training your whole life for one moment, for one battle that will determine the fate of your clan. You've been honing your skills, sharpening your weapons, and studying your enemy. But when the day finally arrives, when you step onto the battlefield. You realize that you're outnumbered, that your enemy is stronger than you thought, and that the odds are stacked against you. What do you do in that moment? Do you run away? Do you surrender? Or do you fight? The Vikings didn't just fight. They fought with a ferocity that was unmatched. They didn't care about the odds, about whether they were outnumbered or outgunned. They didn't let fear or doubt get in their way. They went into battle with the mindset of warriors, ready to give it their all, no matter the outcome. And that's the kind of mindset we need to embrace in our own battles. You see, life is full of battles. It doesn't matter whether it's a battle against poverty, against addiction, against illness. We all face challenges that test our strength and our resilience. But the Vikings teach us that we should never give up, that we should never let fear or doubt hold us back. We must go into every battle with the mindset of a warrior, ready to give it our all. Because the truth is that life is never going to be fair. There will always be times when the odds are stacked against us, when things don't go our way. But if we embrace those challenges and face them head on, then we can overcome anything that life throws at us. Okay, here's another thing that the Vikings did really well. They were excellent planners. They didn't just sail around the world without a plan. They charted their courses carefully, they prepared for their journeys in advance, and they made sure they had everything they needed before setting off. This is an important lesson for us all. You see, planning ahead is essential for success. Whether it's a small project or a big dream, we need to take the time to plan it out, to prepare for the challenges that lie ahead, and to make sure we have everything we need to make it happen. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a new venture or to be impulsive and just go for it without thinking things through. But that's not the Viking way. The Vikings knew the importance of preparation, of having a plan and sticking to it. And that's the kind of mindset we need to embrace if we want to be successful. We must take the time to plan ahead, to prepare for the challenges that lie ahead, and to make sure we have everything we need to make our dreams a reality. Because the truth is that life is never going to be easy. There will always be unexpected challenges and obstacles that test our resolve and our preparedness. But if we take the time to plan ahead and to prepare for those challenges, then we can overcome them with ease. So the next time you're facing a storm in your life, remember the Vikings. Don't fight the storm. Embrace it. Take the wheel of your life and steer it through the rough waters. Believe in yourself and your ability to succeed, and don't let anything stand in your way. The Vikings were fearless explorers, warriors, and traders, and their legacy continues to inspire us today. They teach us that with the right mindset, we can overcome any challenge, explore new territories, and achieve anything we set our minds to. So embrace the Viking mindset and go after what's yours.